All right. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It is Saturday morning coffee with Rodney time. Good morning, RC Funds Diversions. Good morning, Tropic. Good morning, Tomaso Sullivan. Good morning, Dennis Lovelady. Good morning, Joan Bum. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you all are doing well today. I've sent out invites. Check your emails. You might be the lucky one. One of the lucky ones. It's good to see you guys on this beautiful Saturday, if cold, morning. Good morning, Brian. True Drone Reviews. How are you today, my friend? Adrian Mateo Drones. Good morning. Good morning. Peter Carroll, good morning. Happy for the veterans here in the United States. Veterans Day is on the 11th. I want to personally thank you all for your service. As many of you know, I was also in the Navy, proud to have served. I think JFK said it the best. There is some clown backstage that's doing funny things. Oh, now that was just wrong. That was wrong, Matt. I'm sorry. Guys, you would not believe what I just saw him do.
It's a bit tangy, Rodney.
Is it? I heard earwax was like that.
It is, mate.
Good morning, Nunya. How you doing today? Adrian, I think I said good morning to you, Adrian. Hope you all are doing well. And here is Mr. Peter Carroll.
Peter Carroll.
Good morning, everyone.
You look familiar, mate. Where do I know you from?
I don't know.
Seen you around.
So Matt, how long was your live stream?
4 hours.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm gonna keep it down to 3 hours today because I've got a lot of stuff to do.
I still haven't done it.
As soon as those words came out of your mouth, I knew you were going to be wrong.
Yeah, I was. We just got carried away with all sorts of stuff. Oh, terrible stuff. We couldn't shut Peter up. He just kept coming out with it. Bang,
bang. Oh, I was listening. He just wouldn't shut up.
I was like, okay, what is he going to say next? Oh, God.
Steve Miller, good morning.
Yeah, I can truly say good morning now because it is morning here, but it's Sunday morning.
It's still Saturday here, my man.
Yeah.
Well, it's Saturday here, and this is Saturday morning coffee with Rodney. So you all just going to have to pretend that it's morning, okay?
I know how to put beer in a coffee mug. Hang on.
Put it in one of these as well.
That's the go, mate. That's the go. Oh, I've just finished editing, man. Oh, my God.
I am supporting the Grumpy Vlogger for president.
The Grumpy Vlogger, Lloyd. Yes. Hey, look at this. Adrian's in there. How are you, buddy? Have a nice sleep, mate? Obviously not enough.
I came into your live stream last night just as he was burning himself. I didn't want to say anything, Adrian, but when you cook something, it's usually hot.
Yeah. That was hilarious. Man, we had a good time today, hey? Really good time.
It was really fun. Yeah.
It was.
Good morning, Dennis. Nacho rolling.
Who's in here? Dennis. Dennis, how are you, mate? Paulie, how are you?
That's right.
Mr. Bum. That's him. It did too. That's hilarious. You did too.
Well, in Paul's defense, it was late for us. It was what, midday for you guys?
No, at my place. No,
Come
it
on,
was.
Matt. Come on, Matt. Spit it out. You can do it.
I'm getting there. It's been a long day. It was about 11:15 when I started AM. So then we went into the afternoon, which is okay for us. But that's all good. I just see bloody Paul fell asleep twice during the live show.
I was in the chat when he woke up and started talking. I didn't know it, but I must have left before he fell asleep again.
Yeah. Well, Adrian was going to actually pull the pin early because he looked pretty tired. Then he burned himself, and it woke him up to no end. So he was up for another couple of hours.
It woke me up too.
Yeah. And it was funny when you said that. You buggers woke me up. Damn it, we were loud, man.
You were. I heard you all the way from Australia. Well, actually, truth be known, it was Jim Boyd. He's closer to me than you guys are.
That's right. And where is he anyway? Was he? I didn't see you live, mate. I was a bit busy, but was he on this morning?
I didn't see him this morning. And last I talked to him last night when we was talking about flying, I don't think he was going to fly because he was having some awfully high winds. I mean, some of the wind gusts were up in the 50s. So
yeah, you don't want to take off in that, mate. Screaming your ass off.
I was lucky. I just had a bit of a snooze a while ago, and I just woke up just as Les's one was ending, so I just made it. Yeah.
Oh, you've prepared yourself, have you?
Yep.
Man.
Yep. Should last at least another half hour or so. Yep.
I'm just going to get Rodney's like. I'm just going to get Rodney's like here. Oh, wow.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I guess I better go get my own like. I don't usually like myself, but I'm going to today. Because I feel generous. All right, political announcement. Vote in 2020. Vote for Grumpy Vlogger for president. All right, political. There.
Grumpy Vlogger for president.
DroneLife RC. Good morning, Chris. How you doing today, buddy? So I've got my Ron Lockwood shirt on today.
Oh, Ron, I'll tell you what, mate. He must be the hardest working bloke I know. The shifts he puts in at what he does, 24-hour shifts. He's actually got a 25-hour shift coming up because he's coming in early to cover for someone who obviously couldn't be bothered. 25-hour shift. What?
Yeah, wow. Good morning, Third Eye View. Welcome to the chat. I like what Adrian says. Grumpy Vlogger, keep Drone America great.
Get rid of those regulations.
Yes. No regulations.
Yeah, anything under 100 kilos doesn't have to be registered.
Nothing has to be registered.
We're not even going to register cars.
I'm for that. Bob Casey, good morning.
Yeah. Mr. Bum agrees with me.
So, Third Eye View says it's sunny in Fort Hood, Texas. That's cool. BC Drone Boy says no regulations. You know, when you stop and think about it, though, in all seriousness, you've got to have regulations. Otherwise, what would we break?
Yeah, true.
There'd be no thrill in flying, would there?
No, you know.
Ooh.
I mean, They take all the fun out of it.
It does. Sometimes I feel like a naughty schoolboy when I take off.
You are a naughty schoolboy.
Yeah, I know.
That's what Peter tells me anyway.
I mean, yeah.
You weren't going to tell him that.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to tell him that. Oh, I'm sorry, Peter.
No.
Peter didn't really say that. It was Paul Jonebum.
Yeah,
Jane,
yeah.
he likes spreading rumors.
He's good at it.
He is. Actually, I had a bit of a question for him. Was it two or three, one or two drones you drowned, and the third one, when in water, you got back? I'm not too sure. Because we were talking about that earlier. I think you lost two, and you wet one and got it back. I'm not.
Yeah, he did. Good morning, Ron Brown and Mr. Crowley. Hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. We know the Aussies are. They started theirs early this morning. Woke me up. Nah, actually, guys, I was already awake.
He was.
Yeah.
I sent you a link, mate, but
I know, and I saw it, and you don't know how much I wished I could, but unfortunately, my computer is in our bedroom, and my wife was asleep, and well, you know, the noise would have woke her up, and
yeah, it would have.
Yeah, it would have. No. Maybe next weekend, if I think of it, I'll take my laptop out and into the living room and maybe jump in.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, would have been a good laugh having you there too, mate. Always a bit of fun.
Like going to the zoo.
That sounds like a Peter Carroll comment.
Well, he is the master.
He is the master of the one-line insults.
Which comment was that? I missed that one. Was it in chat? Is it?
I said I love going to the zoo.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
Doing him on the live, yeah.
Matt Kiwi.
Yeah, that's a pretty apt description. Yeah.
Good morning, or good evening, Matt Kiwi.
Oh, Jesus, early in the morning for him.
Well, yeah, that's right. It is early in the morning for him.
That's even earlier than Pete's.
Yeah.
How you going there, Craig? Still got the sniffles, mate? He hasn't been too good. Adrian.
So Adrian wants me to watch the video where you and your Spark had an intimate time.
Oh, I think Rodney's seen that one.
I think I have seen that.
That's when I was in bed with
I've
him.
also seen where the Spark was having a jealous fit over the Mavic Pro.
Yeah, that's the link I sent you, Adrian. That's the one where I think what was it called? Struggles of a Drone Pilot. That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you should have made that a short video every week. I think that would. You're hilarious, Matt. You really are. That's why
I should do. Hey, you try and think of that stuff, though. Oh my God, I got to be in the right mood, eh?
Well, did I say good morning to Matt Kiwi? I think I did. That's right. He said it's 2:22 a.m. there on Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah, he should be asleep. So my question to him, Craig, is why aren't you? Because you were on the Matt's live stream this morning, and well, it's morning for me, but afternoon for you guys.
He was. He actually bailed too, so he got out. He got out before the rest of us. So he just sort of disappeared.
Oh, I gotta wait for it to come up. There it is.
Yeah. It's an ongoing thing. There'll be no end to it. It's a love for life, I think. But you know, sometimes I just like a bit of variety, and that's where the Mavic comes in. So
yeah. Troy Kirchner, good morning. It's 2:21 p.m. in Germany. If I remember right, he's an Australian living in Germany.
Really? Whereabouts in Germany are you, Troy?
Got you, Ron. Got you.
I've been all through Germany, not most of the cities, but the 33 cities. No, not 33 cities. We did 33 shows over there. 9 or 10 cities.
Okay, Drone Bum. You go fill that Rodney mug cup.
Make it a strong one, mate.
I'm coffeeed out. I actually started drinking coffee at 4:30 this morning.
What are you doing up at 4:30, mate?
I always get up around that time. Sometimes I get up at 3:30 or 2:30 and can't go back to sleep.
Obviously, last night that was the case. Yeah. Wuppertal. Where's that, mate? Where's that near? That'd be interesting. I actually haven't heard of that. Not that I'm any geographical master, but it'd be interesting to see what region that is anyway. Thomas O'Sullivan. Going down, Brother Bear. You're going to do a sunrise. Go on, do a bloody sunrise, Craig. I'd like to see that, actually. What time's the sun come up there this time of year? It's getting earlier and earlier here, and I'm having to find myself leaving my place at 3 in the morning to go get a bloody sunrise down the road because the thing's coming up at 4.
Well, you weren't on my sunrise stream this morning. Our sunrises and during the springtime and the summer, when we started doing this, the difference in sunrise between me and Philly was roughly about 10 minutes.
Wow.
And then between me and Jim Boyd, it was roughly about 15 minutes. And when I started doing the reminder last night, I was looking up the sunrises. Michael's was at 6:39. Jim's was at 6:38, and mine was at 6:41. Now, figure that one out, because I can't figure it out at all.
You can actually do the sunrise with a spark because you only need to be up in the air for 2 minutes before the next one takes off, apparently. Near Dusseldorf. Okay, no worries. That gives me an idea now, mate. Yeah. Oh, nice.
Dark, good morning. Welcome to the chat. Let's see. 11 Charlie RC, good morning. Let me catch up here. Bob Casey, good morning. Uh-oh. I must have made Matt mad. So,
probably.
hey, look at that. Well, fine.
Here we go with the pop-ins again. Woo!
The first time I did that was so hilarious.
What?
Doing the pop-ins like that, I backed out because I had too many people in the panel. But then Jim started his stuff, and I pop in and make a comment, pop back out, pop back. That was funny.
Yeah, it was
funny anyway.
It was. That was pretty funny. Never seen that, eh? Between me and Rodney Bell, at least 3 hours. Oh, yeah, Curtis.
It's funny how those sunrises there get so close together, because like a while back there was sort of 15, 20 minutes, half an hour between you, wasn't it?
Yeah.
A while back. Yeah.
And I don't understand what happened. Is that a sign that the world is? I'm just wondering if it isn't because of the tilt of the Earth.
Yeah, could well be. Yeah.
It's flat.
Because I mean, if we were all three in line with each other on the same longitude, I could get that. I can understand that,
Yeah.
but we're not. No.
Well, I know Dennis has got a hill, so that his sunrise will be later.
Dennis Lovelady?
Yeah.
I don't get up early enough to do sunrises, so
I'm afraid I do. I drove an hour yesterday to a place I went, and oh man, and by 12 o'clock when I get home, I'm absolutely shattered because I've finished work at like 11 or something, and I get to bed and I have like 3 hours sleep. Then I'm up, down the road, up to you might have heard of it, Peter, Toowoomba, up at Toowoomba.
yeah, heard of that.
And I ripped up there, and then I got there and I was like 40 minutes early for the sunrise because it decided to sleep in. Like didn't let me sleep in.
Well, of course not.
But you know what? I'd rather get to a sunrise too early, and that way I can get everything, and then I'll take my pick of the footage out of that then, rather than be there too late and miss out.
Oh, I wonder what Dean said that he had to retract his statement.
Who?
Miko Go, the old Carter, Dean.
Oh, I didn't see.
Good morning, Mel.
I think it was a bit of an explanation at why the sunrises do what they do.
Oh, as the sun gets farther south in the summer, the one further south will rise earlier, and the ones further north will rise later. Yeah.
Too hard for me to work out at this hour of the morning.
Oh, it is, mate. It is, But you know what I do like about doing sunrises into the areas within that couple of hours is the fact that, especially this time of the year, it gets horrendously hot, and you miss out on the heat, and you're not flying around. Because as I said to you, Peter, earlier, on my way home, my bloody drone overheated.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't believe it. I was, oh my God, 600 meters away from me, and I lost everything, and I didn't know what it was doing, and it just hovered.
Bad Kiwi keeps saying, Alexa, Matt, tell me a joke.
Alexa, Matt.
Yeah. Tell him a joke, Matt. Obviously, he's talking about you.
What's Alexa, Matt, though?
I think he's making stuff up,
I think. Oh, yeah, okay. I think I know where he's going with that. Yeah.
Hey, Mel, check your email, please. So, where's Jim this morning?
You know what he's doing? He's sleeping in because he's useless, absolutely useless. And I tell you, if it wasn't for the fact that I got a spare slot on my panel, he just wouldn't be there.
You've got the power to remove him.
Yeah, well, not that me.
Hey, Ron Lockwood. I'm wearing one of my favorite T-shirts today.
I hope he's listening, to be honest.
Oh, Jim?
Yeah.
He probably is.
I hope he's going, covert.
Hey, good morning, Daddy of 13. How you doing today, Kevin?
Daddy, how are you, mate?
So you two are in love then at Matt North Eastern Drone Production. Oh.
What was that? What, me and Jim?
Yeah.
Better not tell the Spark that. God damn.
Yeah, Ron, this is a nice shirt. A good friend up in Wyoming or South Dakota sent it to me. Nice guy. You ought to introduce yourself.
Have a look in the mirror, mate.
I was even there when Ron popped into your chat. Didn't he pop into your chat this morning?
Ron was there for ages, mate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. He generally does.
He's probably the one that kept you past an hour longer than you wanted to go, isn't he?
It was. He had to wait for his relief.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Mm.
That's what he was on for a while. Then he dropped out for a while and then come back on again.
He did. He had pretty crappy internet, but it got him through anyway. That was all right.
I got something to show you guys. Here's a joke. An automobile.
Oh my God.
That sounds like an Alexa joke.
It does. That's a dad joke, man.
RC folks, the persons. That was good.
That's a beauty. Actually, I have got a joke if you want to hear it.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife comes up to him and goes, Arnie, what's your favorite celebration? It's Christmas, or is it Easter, or is it Thanksgiving or anything? And he goes, oh, baby, I love all of them, but I must tell you that I still love Easter, baby. Don't you get that? His famous line in his movie was "Hasta la vista, baby."
Oh.
I still love Easter, baby.
Oh,
There's my Alexa joke.
yeah, that was definitely an Alexa joke because that one went with
Yeah, dude, it did.
We were waiting for the punchline and it was already gone.
It was.
Yeah, flew right by.
I suppose you've got to be fairly intelligent to get that joke.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay.
Oh.
All right, it's all yours, Peter.
What?
Well, Rodney was going to nick out for a second. Oh, that's the answer.
Back again.
I wasn't going to take myself off the screen. I was just going to look at something.
Oh, okay.
And I figured you probably take the opportunity to start bad mouthing me, but you didn't. So.
I wouldn't do that, mate. We do that on our lives when you're not there. Yeah.
That's why you got quiet when I popped into the chat last night. I got it.
Hey, Craig, I had to explain the joke, mate. I had to. There was no two ways about it. I would have had blank stares for another hour if I didn't.
How does an Aussie find his sheep in the long grass? Okay. I didn't know there was long grass in Australia.
There's not, mate. Not with sheep around anyway.
Oh, my mind went off 180 degrees on that one.
What is it?
Okay. Did he ever tell us the punchline? Very nice. Thank you very much. What do the Kiwis call their sheep Marty? We started something here, Matt.
What did I do? Oh, it's joke time.
Alexa Matt told us a joke.
There's another one here. Well, we still haven't got that punchline there. We've got very nice. Thank you very much. That doesn't sound much like a punchline. Oh, yes, it is a punchline. Actually, I just got it. You mong.
Oh. Remember when I said my mind just went 180?
Yeah.
Well, that's why.
Yeah. Why do the
I got
Kiwi?
the punchline, just didn't realize it.
No, that's right. That's right. So maybe Thomas O'Sullivan there didn't understand my joke.
And let's welcome to the panel the one, the only, Ron Lockwood.
The Lockie. The lockdown. Lock your daughters up. It's Lockwood.
Good morning, Rob.
Last night I went to bed in pain, dude. I haven't laughed that hard in a long time.
It's hilarious, man.
Oh my god! I don't know whether it was from your video or watching Adrian's reaction.
Are you talking about when he burned himself?
Oh my god, that was hysterical.
Yeah, he it was funny. It was funny when Jim paid out on him. He's just staring at the camera, going. He didn't know how to take it. Oh, dude. Yeah, he loved that video, didn't he? Only because I think he can understand where I'm coming from.
He's been there.
I think so. I think so. He's just not saying anything.
He'll come out soon.
Good morning. And Joe Simpson joins the chat with a joke. A bear and a rabbit go for a dump. The bear turns and asks the rabbit, "Do you have problems with poop sticking in your fur?" The rabbit says, "No." So the bear wiped it.
Thomas got that one. Probably would have seen that on his one of his hunting trips.
I'll get pictures of it if I do.
Well, those rabbits, they're like reverse skunks with that mark on their back.
Peter, captain of the one-liner team, how are you, buddy?
Not too bad for this early hour of the morning.
He came up rippers.
He's having a lot of problems with the one-liners this morning. He's too tired to come up with it, so I'm having to cover.
Wouldn't hang out with people like me and Matt till all hours of the night. He wouldn't have that problem.
That's probably true.
Called corruption. Corruption.
Oh man, that was hysterical last night. Oh my gosh.
Night Train, good morning.
It was a good laugh, mate. It's a good laugh.
Yeah. Hey, Rodney.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, what I was mentioning to you this morning. Have you ever been to the Harrisburg Sportsman Show up in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania?
No, I didn't even know there was one up there.
Oh my gosh.
Is it that great big one?
Yes, it's the largest in the world.
Yeah, no, I've never been to that, but I've been wanting to go.
Yeah,
I think I have an excuse to now.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think it's run by the NRA now, and I forget, something like 600,000 square feet of show space. It's at a farm show complex. People from all around the nation actually come there. I thought it was like the biggest on the East Coast, and I've been boldly corrected. They say it's the largest in the world. It's like, wow. So yeah, I get you and Paul. It'd probably only be a couple hours for you. I know Paul, it would. I bet you, he had mentioned interest in it too. Anything outdoors, anything you can think of, from hunting, fishing, camping, boating, you name it. But it's something to see. They get a lot of celebrities there. Like they had a couple of the guys from Duck Dynasty there last year.
I've heard about it.
It's something to see. They get a lot of celebrities there. Like they had a couple of the guys from Duck Dynasty there last year. Somebody's repeating.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
It's something to see. They get a lot of celebrities.
Shit.
I heard about it. Matt, what are you doing?
Nothing.
It's almost your nighty night time, isn't it, Matt?
I got my nightie on, yes.
Oh. See, last night when I was looking at his room, there was sunshine in the window. Tonight it's just dark.
Yeah.
Dark as dark can be, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no sun out tonight either. It's a bit cloudy. I'm hoping I might get up and go for a fly tomorrow morning because I've got all my batteries charged. But I don't know if I could be bothered.
What? Be bothered to go fly?
Dude,
Really?
I've been up early, been up all day today. Oh no.
And whose fault is that? Huh? Whose fault is that? Is
Ron
that
and Jim's?
Is that Peter's fault?
It's Ron and Jim's.
Oh,
Speaking of which, Ron, have you noticed someone missing this morning?
Yeah. Some of us have made it in here this morning. Others, yeah, slackers,
Others
AKA Florida Marine, sleeping.
couldn't be bothered.
Yeah.
yeah. This is like the third. I don't think he likes being on my stream anymore.
That's what he said.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he emailed me earlier. He said that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
There was some sarcasm coming out of him last night too.
I really didn't like him being on my stream either. So
I know he felt that. He did feel it.
did he feel it? Good.
Yeah. I think he's gone in defensive.
He was a little. He's a little dense, you know.
Yeah, I've worked that out.
About time, Matt.
Rodney, we finally got after 7 months of moving into this new building. I don't know whose fault. I think it was the airport, but they did not put asphalt out in front of our brand new hangar. So after 7 months of our hangar being our aircraft being about 300 feet away, 300 yards, we finally got it inside here. But this is the inside of our building. We finally got the plane in here. And, yeah.
The plane? Is the helo in there too?
No, it's up in Bismarck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about an hour away. I'm mostly here, but like I got a couple shifts coming up on the helicopter here soon.
Oh, okay.
A little messy right now. We doing some more construction. We had an electrician in here yesterday wiring up a bunch of stuff, and we're putting this sealant down on the floor. As you can see, there's a new toy for me too. I got to play with this thing the other day. This thing's a hoot, man. It's almost as fun as flying a drone. Yeah. With all the snow that we have, yeah, definitely need it. It said like 3 hours on it or something.
Oh, yeah, little bobcats. Yeah.
It's got the joysticks to operate it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyhow, like I said, this is our little home here. So, but
cool. Well, thanks for the report. And if that's messy, then you might have the wrong idea of what messy is, because that looked pretty clean to me.
Yeah, it'll get better. We're like I said, all these cabinets and stuff over here. Like I said, we're moving stuff around because we're just taking different sections at a time and putting the sealant down. It helps keep the oil from absorbing any oil spills from the plane.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But yeah.
What's the make of the plane there, Ron?
This is a King Air 200. I believe it's is it a Beach? I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the twin turbo. Prop does the average cruise is about around 275 to 3, depending on the winds. But yeah, it's a good little aircraft. And then just to show you guys real quick, I don't know how well the lighting will be in here, but
hey, let me interrupt you for a second there, Ron. I want to say to Dennis Lovelady, have a good day, brother. Thanks for being in the chat, and have a great weekend. All right, Ron, carry on.
Okay, but let me send one quick text. I did. Anyhow, if you'll notice, this door is kind of narrow. And what happens is we'll take these straps off. They unhook really quick, and This is some of our equipment here, but right here, this is kind of almost like a sliding board, and it will hook up to right here, right in here, and then it'll extend out the door, the door here about 3 to 4 feet, and then our stretcher, which is right here, this thing will slide back this rail system and then come right around the corner here around this chair and right out the door. So we have a couple people inside, a couple outside when we load our patients, and I'll give you a different view from the front. Brand new, state of the art avionics that we just had installed. It's kind of like in your modern jets, what they call full glass cockpit. But you turn the key on and this thing's like a giant video game up here. It's pretty neat. But anyhow, this is kind of, I don't know how well you can see with the lighting, but we got a seat here where 1 or 2 of us will sit here depending on the patient. Another seat back there, but this is our stretcher and some of our equipment. And we said we got more equipment in the back, but yeah, it's just like a rough nickel tour of what I do when I'm not out goofing off and hunting and flying drones. So, but
well, appreciate the tour, Ron.
yeah,
It's pretty interesting.
So
I want to say good morning to Southern Bell. Welcome to the chat, my friend. And Andrew Alschwager, good morning to you as well, sir.
Good morning, Andrew. He's in Victoria or South Australia, I think, down this way somewhere.
He might be down in South Australia, down near Mount Gambier somewhere.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
I've been here. I don't know whether to knock on your door or not.
Who are you disturbing, Ron?
Oh, I came in early for one of my coworkers. He's going hunting this morning.
Oh.
So he's got a 25-hour shift. That's what I was saying, Ron.
I see.
Yeah, some of us can hang, unlike those people in Florida.
Hey, you got that right. He is down in Mount Gambier. There you go. Beautiful thing. Oh, I might be coming through Mount Gambier in late December, early January, Andrew, because I might be doing the Ocean Road, and then up through Melbourne, throw rocks on Peter Carroll's roof and run, or a couple of eggs on his car, one of the two, and then head up to Sydney.
Good morning, Manic Magic. Hello, Mel. Glad you're back. You had to go out and fly. I guess there's a really cool looking tree changing.
Yeah, I was here at 6:30.
Yeah, go out fly. There is a really cool looking tree changing, and I'm going to try and track. Hey, that's cool.
What's it changing into? A chair? A table?
I had to keep my mouth shut on that one. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
As long as the ladder's got wheels on it.
And 2 to turn the ladder. So
here we go. Oh, there we go, Trevor. I see that now. Didn't see that before.
Hey, Mel, did you ever check your email, brother? He had to go out and fly. That's right. He wanted to track that tree.
Hey, Rodney, what are you doing in August next year, mate?
Well, I don't know. I know I've heard some plans.
Denver is calling. Denver is calling.
I know.
Rapid City. Rapid City. You can give me a piggyback to the bloody
Who me? Give you a piggyback?
Yeah.
We'll both be laying flat on the ground.
That's all right. I need to sleep after a flight like that.
Hey, Jeanette Pickering. Good morning. Well, good afternoon, I guess, over there in the UK. How you doing? So,
Peter will be in charge of the GoFundMe.
Oh.
wow,
Yeah, dude.
I don't know, Ron. Are you sure about that?
Yeah, GoFundMe. I want to GoFundMe, man. I'll tell you what. Don't get me started on that. There was a bloke here. He's a multi-millionaire. He's got all these properties and all that. Played rugby or whatever it was, and some shit went down. And he started a GoFundMe page so it could pay for all of his legal fees. And it worked. Ticket. No, I haven't booked my flight yet, Thomas, but I have looked at the prices. And it's around about $1,200 return from Brisbane, direct flight Brisbane to LA, and then flight out from LA to Denver. It's where I'll meet the lovely Ron, and then we'll go from there and drive to his place up at Rapid. And
Sleepy Jim.
Yeah, I don't even think he's going to make it. He'll be asleep halfway up. He'll be in Illinois or something.
Well,
he won't even make it to the 80.
I got to be honest with you guys. As much as I want to be there, I'm going to have to wait and see because we got a lot going on next year. Me and my wife have a family reunion with her family out in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And then, of course, Spin Up will be coming up, and I want to go to that again. But I told Ron that I was going to set aside some money for that Denver thing as well.
Well,
now, I don't know that I'll follow you all up to South Dakota, but I'd definitely like to come out to meet with you guys out in Denver.
Well, you said a family reunion. Well, you could still come to Denver and South Dakota. You heard of FaceTime, mate? Yeah. So you set up a video.
I've heard of FaceTime.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you can come to Denver. You can just have FaceTime with all your family members and what have you. So I'd love to be there, but a bit indisposed at the moment.
You know, if my wife would agree to that, I'd be there in a heartbeat. But Matt, you know that ain't going to happen.
Where is she? Let's talk her into it.
She's at work. That's why I'm on here.
Well, you're a naughty boy. She doesn't even know you're on YouTube.
No, she knows. She definitely knows. I want to say good morning to Mark Davis Gaming. Good morning.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it, Thomas? Really cheap, mate. Really cheap. And I was actually quite surprised. It cost me a little bit more when I flew out from bloody Pearson's up there in Toronto. And I flew into Hong Kong and then back down into Brisbane. And it cost me nearly twice as much to do that, just one way.
Which airline was that with, Matt?
Cathay Pacific.
Oh, the one you got a price on?
Oh, no, sorry. That was Qantas.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Hey, yeah. I want to say something. Mark Davis Gaming, we all like Manic Magic. We do. But please don't come into my live stream and have and say things like Manic Magic Live, go watch his stream. I'm sure most of us will go watch his stream, but you know, I don't appreciate you doing that. You're more than welcome here, but not if you're going to do that. So I'd appreciate it if you just wouldn't do that. Thank you.
I think, although I haven't looked at it, is Trevor live now? Is he? It looks like it might be a video, and it might be Lives.
Yeah, Manic Magic Lives is the name of his channel now.
Oh, okay, righto, right.
And he was streaming earlier, and I couldn't get on because, you know, like with you, my wife was asleep, but I did get on and say hi, and then, you know, so, but anyway, Mason Kieser, good morning. How are you today?
Mason Kieser.
Please don't mark support. Please don't mark support Rodney only. Manic, if that was a friend of yours, Trevor, you know, I don't mind him coming in, and he's more than welcome here, but I wouldn't do that to you, and I don't expect other people to do that either. I mean, we all have our live streams. We all want to do it. And anyway, so let's just move on, and glad you're here, Trevor. Glad you're feeling better too. So
Yeah, that's the main thing. Had a bit of a rough time by the looks. I actually watched I watched that video, and I did see what you were talking about, Ron, with your face. I could watch your face and go, it changed. It was you started to get a worried look, you know.
Yeah.
you talking about when a few days ago?
Yeah.
A couple of weeks ago, whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I said Trevor's he's our friend, and I wish him well. And
Oh yeah.
hope things get better for him.
And he definitely, I mean, he was definitely looking better this morning. I mean, he seemed to be aware, and no problem, Trevor. It's no problem, buddy. And but you know, so, and that's good. That's good that he's getting better. He definitely looks a lot perkier than he did the last time I talked to him. Hey, Mark Davis Gaming, no worries, brother. No worries. You know, it's all good. It's all good. So, but anyway, so good morning, Brent Nunley. How are you today?
Brent, he was another stayer last night. Oh,
yeah, he was. Actually, you know what, Brent, if you've got the time,
yeah, get him on. Get him on.
that's what I'm gonna try and do.
Yeah.
Rodney, I hope you won't think terrible of me, but I don't have the official cup this morning.
Oh,
That's it.
that's it.
He's gone.
That's it. You're out of here, Ron. You're out of here. I wore your short. You can't use my cup.
The friends that you keep.
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, Brent, we don't care if you look a mess. Just come on.
It'll fit him well, and if he looks a mess, fit him well with this lot.
Oh, man. Look at me. I'm wearing a South Dakota shirt.
Well, Peter didn't do his hair this morning either. Just come on
Yeah.
in, man.
That's right.
Is that hair singular or plural?
It's barely singular.
There you go. Hello, Tello. Hello, Tello.
Hello. See, hey, I have to agree, Ron, with Tomas, man.
Oh no, Tomas. Yes, Tomas. I will put my head in shame.
Not making many friends, are you, Ron? Seriously.
Back in my room and think about what I've done.
In the corner, naughty corner for you. Hey, so tell me something, Ron. Obviously you just fly out with emergency situations? Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So you can sit there for 24 hours and not move. Nice.
Yep.
That's probably preferable for you, isn't it?
Sometimes, when I work the helicopter, though, I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie, and every once in a while you hear a good crash on the scanner, and like, ooh, I hope they call us. I mean, I know that sounds kind of cruel, but
Cruel. It sounded really morbid.
I hope this one's a head injury.
Hope there's some decapitation and stuff.
Yeah. I need to brush up on that one. I haven't had one for ages.
Yeah, believe it or not, when you get some major serious accidents and where you got to perform some of your skills, and some of your other fellow providers, well, who did this and which one got that skill? It's like,
yeah.
Hey, Brent said he's going to get some coffee, and he'll be in a minute.
Yeah, Brent, go get that coffee.
He'll be in for a minute. Gaz FPV, good morning or good evening, or what's the other one? Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Woo.
hold on.
I see Bob Casey there revving Pete up. Get on him, Pete.
Bob, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Give me a break. Give me a break.
He's the one-line it out, man. Oh, dude.
Hey, Bob Casey, you want to join the panel? You want to get in here and get on in on this fun?
Bob Casey.
Come on, Bob. You can do it.
Yeah, Matt, I was surprised how cheap those airfares were over to LA and Denver as well. I've been having a bit of look through the week.
Yeah,
I was very surprised.
Unreal, eh?
Yeah.
It seems to be cheaper to fly from Australia to Los Angeles to Denver than it is to fly from Virginia to Denver.
Yeah, and you know what? Yeah, well, Australia's horrendous too. I mean, I can have a holiday in Thailand or Indonesia or Bali or whatever it is. The last holiday I did there cost me $1,013 with airfares, with free breakfast every morning, tours and water sports, and it was 11 nights, 10 days. In Kuta, and that's for $1,013. Can you go wrong with that?
How much does that break down into American money?
$700.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, and that's like maybe an 8-hour flight from here, not far, up to Denpasar in Bali.
wow.
You've been to Denver, haven't you, Matt?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's some beautiful country, man. And that was my thought process, and some of the 14,000-foot mountains, the scenery, it's gorgeous, man.
Unreal.
And it'll be just about the time. Sometimes the leaves start to change early down there. So I've seen some leaf changes in August.
Yeah, beautiful. That's what I found too. I got when I drove through the Rockies there, the highest, according to my GPS, I was at 10,000 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And the caps, snow caps, I was there in August too. The snow caps on the mountaintops in August. And so you've just cleared that up for me. Actually, I've never looked it up. 14,000 feet is the peaks there.
There's, I think, 10 or 11, 14,000 plus mountains in the Denver area.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That whole road down into the desert, all the way from Denver right into the desert. there at the top of it's Utah over there, isn't it? Yeah. Is stunning. A great drive, and following the Colorado River down the rail line that follows the river. Man, I'd like to drive a train through that. Beautiful, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, if we can get Jim awake and, get him on his motorcycle, and we'll leave my place and
you can wake him up.
I want to welcome Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger, into the chat.
You see what he said?
$700. I'd have to work the street corner 700 times for that much. Wow.
Another handsome devil to the drone industry.
He's cheap, I guess.
He is. Sounds like a nice.
If he'd have to work it 700 times, then that means he's only charging $1, right?
That's right.
That is cheap.
Cheap date.
That's better than mates rates. That's awesome.
Better than whose rates? Matt?
Yeah, mate.
How late were you guys up last night, Matt?
We did 4 hours, so we probably did an hour after you left.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, I had to really push it though. Look, that's it, guys. We're going to get out of here, and then just go on to something else, and then
it happens on just about every live stream I've ever watched. That we got to get off here. I mean, it happens on here too.
That's right.
It was almost 5 last time, Matt, wasn't it?
It was 5. It was 5. Last weekend was 5 bloody hours. Oh my god. It's ridiculous, but it goes like that,
It does.
It does. It goes fast. But we've already been here an hour, and it doesn't really seem like it.
See, there you go. There you go. You know what? This is what's going to happen. I'm going to fly into Denver. I'm going to get to the airport, and Ron will come up, and Jim will be there, and we'll have nothing to say to each other because we've said it. It'll be a quiet trip there to Rapid City, man.
Yeah. Matt, do you have your motorcycle endorsement?
No, mate. No. I haven't been like that. I could drive a bloody semi from Denver to Rapid City.
I wonder if you'd even need one.
Rick Halber is in the house. Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Rick.
Good morning, Rick Halber.
I wonder if we could talk him into joining the chat. Rick, you up for that?
We get him and Peter together there. That'd be good. It'd be fun to watch, man.
No stopping it. No stopping it. It'd be non-stop.
You'll be on here till tomorrow afternoon.
I think the reason that the streams go so long is we just hang out to wait to see what they say next.
Yeah.
Rick was throwing out some good ones last week, though. He was quick-witted, man.
You're not
Had
wrong.
a lot of coffee in him or what, but whew.
Slam, bam, thank you, ma'am. Woo-hoo.
Oh, yeah. It's like when you least expect it. Squirrel.
Yeah. And we're swimming in the ocean. That's how unexpected it is.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm gonna guess maybe get my day started here. I'm still early. Shift change in 45 minutes, but we'll see what my 25-hour shift brings.
Well, should only be 24 of it left now, mate. You're down a bit, mate. So they're chipping away. So beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Well, you have a good day. Be safe.
All right, Ron. Matt, again, thanks for the stomach pains last night.
All good, mate. Anytime, brother.
He can get you laughing though, can't he?
God. You ought to go back and watch that. I was slouching down the couch. Adrian was falling off his chair. It was good, man. And then Jim was picking on Adrian, and
he was too.
And then
Hey,
Adrian
Brent,
had that.
I just resent it to you, buddy.
Adrian had that story about the pizza and the girl, and yeah.
I must have missed that one.
Yes. Yeah.
That's
That's
what, the beginning or
the beginning.
About an hour in, I think. Yeah.
about an hour in?
Mm.
Yeah, 'cause I'm not sure when I came in.
Yeah, I think it was fairly early on. You popped in, and you wanted a wrench straight away. So what?
Yeah, what? Why did I have to beg for it? It should have been automatic.
It was totally unexpected, mate. I thought someone had hacked your internet, to be honest.
Well, I felt kind of bad after you gave me the blue wrench, because then you started giving everybody a blue wrench.
I did too. I thought, well, because I don't even look at that. I'm usually on StreamYard, so I got none of that function there. I have to go back into the YouTube channel to actually do all that, and I don't even think about that. It's one of those things. I don't even think Ron's got one, to be honest. Maybe he has.
But I mean, you had to know I was just busting your chops.
Yeah, I know, mate. I know. Anything we say is just, however insulting, it's just we just laugh our guts out over it. So
I'm just sitting here trying to think of a good insult for you now, Matt.
you're pretty hard.
It was good. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah, anytime.
I needed that.
Yeah.
I needed that.
Good therapy. Matt North
Yeah.
therapy.
Oh, it's awesome therapy, buddy.
Not wrong.
Yeah,
You better work on those abs, mate, because when I get over there, it'll be non-stop.
I hope so. Yep, it's going to be good. Well, guys, you have a great weekend. Be safe, and I hope to catch you again maybe next weekend.
you too, Ron.
I won't catch you next weekend. I'll be out chasing four-legged furry critters in the woods.
Well, okay. Be sure to send pictures.
Oh, we'll do. Yeah.
So.
And Peter, keep him in line, buddy.
I'll try.
Well,
Now, why didn't you go and tell him that, Ron?
yeah.
We'll never hear the end of it now.
Oh,
The headmaster.
yeah. Get Rick in there and have a little.
Well, Rick's he's not gonna be able to join us today, but or at least I think that's what he said. I sent him the link anyway, so, and then Brent is in here now.
Oh my God! Finally.
Is that the third eye looking at it?
So now Ron will stick around for a while.
Yeah, I've never kind of met Brent in person. I tried to the other day, but he was, I guess, busy.
He avoided you. I think he did.
Everybody tries to avoid Ron.
As we all do, yeah. But he just keeps popping up.
Yeah.
There he is.
Brent.
Morning.
Brent.
Brent, how are you, buddy?
Morning,
Good,
Brett.
man. How are y'all?
Awesome stuff, man.
Look at that, Ron. See what he's using?
I was waiting to say at least he was a little more respectful and came with a proper drinking attire.
I got my T-shirt on. He's got his mug. Oh, what do you got, Peter?
He's got his mug. He's got his mug.
Ron.
Got his bug.
Ron.
And
You're the up man out, dude.
I have a grumpy blogger mug.
And Rodney does have his South Dakota shirt on.
Yeah, political commercial. Grumpy blogger for president.
I had my Rodney Bell T-shirt on yesterday.
Cool.
Were you doing the dusting?
Yeah.
He was cleaning his toilet.
You're so gross, man. Oh, man.
Oh.
Well, Brent, nice to officially finally meet you.
Yeah, you too, Ron.
Yeah.
Likewise.
And,
Likewise.
Yeah, Matt.
Yeah, awesome.
well, guys, I'll let you go. Everybody have a nice weekend, and Hope to catch you maybe in a couple weeks.
All right,
Have a safe
Rodney.
shift.
Be safe.
Yeah, you take care.
All right, Rodney.
All right.
I'll send you pictures, man.
Hope it's not too exciting.
Okay. Have a great day, everybody.
You
Okay,
too.
Ron.
See you, Ron.
Bye-bye.
Take
All
care,
right.
mate.
Man, I like that guy.
Oh, Ron's a good guy.
He is a good guy.
Yeah,
Now,
mate.
everybody on here is a good guy, except for Peter.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
And Peter's just a mediocre guy.
I love Peter.
Good night again.
Is that an ostrich or an emu?
That's an emu.
That's right. You don't have ostriches in Australia, do you? You
Huh.
have emus.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
How
ostriches
emus-
are
how emus
Africa.
fly. You should see them when they're in a flock. And there's like 100 of them flying over the city. Unbelievable sight, mate.
Emus?
Yeah,
Fly.
mate. Yeah.
They fly?
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I have like 10, 12 beers. Anything flies, to be honest.
Okay, there you go. That is a true statement right there. After 10 beers, anything will fly.
I swear it were emus. I swear they were. They might have been.
They were magpies.
Yeah. Could have been.
Big magpies.
They're huge. They eat so much out here.
They were the rage here for a while. People were trying to raise them for emu oil and meat,
Yeah.
and it just went.
They even make cream from emus.
Mm-hmm.
That blue emu.
That stuff actually works, I hear.
That's what I hear. I haven't tried it yet. I may want to.
It's for pain, joint pain, I think.
Yeah, believe me. I could use it.
Yeah.
Emu
Use
oil's
it all.
good.
Good morning, X-Country Adventures. How are you today, my friend? Welcome to the chat.
Brian.
I think I've got him. Let's have a look.
I'm pretty sure I do.
Hey, Mr. Halber. Sorry I didn't say good morning earlier. Didn't see you.
Do.
I haven't. Here we go.
Shame on you, Matt.
I know. Kaboom. Got you there, X-Country. Gotta love that. On the bell. On all.
Brian's a good guy, too. He does a lot of, I guess, dune buggying in the sand.
Yeah, see that.
Yeah. Looks a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah, nice, man.
It's a beautiful day here.
Oh, it's nice here too. It's windy and it's a little chilly, but it's still a beautiful day. And I'm gonna have to blow the porch off again.
It's 30 Fahrenheit here.
I had to get up this morning and clean off the table so I could launch my drone. Supermom Go, good morning. Welcome to the chat. You know who my tongue got tied.
Mm.
You know,
Come on, mate. Spit it out. I'll take this one. Right.
You can do it, Rodney. You can do it.
I haven't seen yet this morning.
He's live.
Got it out.
You wonder why your lives go for so long.
If I talk that slow, I wouldn't even be on live.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Usually, Canadian Drone Hub pops in. Usually, I haven't seen him yet this morning.
No, he does too, doesn't he?
He may be.
There's Mel. There's old Mel 400 AGL.
Yeah, I saw your guys' video. You were flying. What was that? Lake Rogers?
That was the Arkansas River,
Oh,
actually.
the Arkansas River.
Mhm.
Well, I know the Arkansas River well. At least the part around Tulsa, Oklahoma,
Yeah.
where I'm from. So, It looks a lot better where you're at than it does where I'm at.
Yeah, it was kind of windy that day, but we had a good time. It was good to finally meet him.
I bet anytime flying with Mel is a good time.
It's fun. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I really got to I got to meet him at Spin Up, and he was out there during my Saturday morning sunrise stream, and I mean, it was a pleasure all around to meet him and Joan Bum and Steve Carpenter and Ken Herron. I got to meet Ken Herron. That was a treat in itself.
Ken's a hoot.
Clever Dark Elf, Linda. Steve Miller. I think he's still in the chat. There's a ton of people. Whizbang99, got to meet him. Ron Brown.
Tell me what Whizbang was like.
Huh?
Tell me what Wizzy was like. Whizbang.
He's crazy.
Yeah, dude. I can imagine.
Yeah, he's a good guy, and he was, you know, like Brent said, he's a bit crazy, but he's a fighter pilot, and fighter pilots are known to be a
You have to
wild
be.
side.
You have to be.
Good guy though, good guy.
Oh, that's awesome.
Speaking of fighter pilots, I would like to take this time to any veterans out in the chat. I know it's early, but happy Veterans Day. Hope you all have a great weekend. And for those of you that run into veterans, be sure to tell them thanks for their service. And, you know, maybe even buy them a breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Yeah, thanks to all you guys.
Good morning, Chris Hope. Chris Hope, my brother, is in the house. We decided that Drone Bum is our father.
Paul's hilarious. I love Paul.
Paul's a nut.
He is.
So,
He is.
a year ago, I think in July, he gave me a shout out, and I hadn't been very active on YouTube up until that point. And he gave me a shout out, and here I am today doing live streams. So,
Mr. Hope. Hello, Chris.
yeah, there's another good guy, Chris Hope.
They don't make him any better than Chris. He's a fellow Texan.
I got to meet him twice.
Chris. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good bloke. I've had a chat to Chris on a couple of lives. Yeah, he's not a bad fella. Might have to get a road trip down from after the boys leave, and
Yeah, he's not that far from me. I need to go meet up with him. He's only about 3.5 hours.
Yeah. That's a good point there, Brent.
Yeah.
Quit being lazy. Go meet him.
You know, kids work.
You know,
It's hard.
I forget when it was, September. I'm thinking it was September that we met up, and I was going to meet him halfway. I was in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and he was in Athens, Texas, is where he lived. And I was ready to meet him halfway, but he told me he had a good friend that had a restaurant there in McKinney, Texas, exactly where I was at, and that he wanted to meet there. And we met up, man. It was just like we had known each other all our lives. A good guy, love him to death, you know. So if you get to meet him, he's a good guy. Just don't tell him I said that.
You're all good guys. We have a great community. We have a great community.
We do have a great community, and you know, and everybody I've met so far on here are great people, you know, and
now there's a couple that need to be taken to the woodshed, but you know.
Well, I think you're going to have that in
you do.
it. And I don't disagree with you, Brent, but I just enjoy doing this, and nothing's going to deter me from not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I try to treat people the way I want to be treated, and for the most part, that's the way it's worked out. So
this guy is hilarious.
he's a clown.
So
I was busting a gut last night. Poor Adrian.
Yeah, poor Adrian. I
he was copping it, eh?
Yeah, it was pick on Adrian night last night, and Jim was giving him a hard time too. So.
Yeah,
Jim was his normal self. He's funny too.
Yeah, and you know what? It's good though, because it's all in fun. We all know it's in fun.
Oh yeah,
and to actually say something to someone what you would never ever really say to someone and mean it, except if you're talking to Peter, I guess.
Leave Peter alone.
It's a good laugh. And when it's a little bit insulting, it just makes it funnier. But anyway, that was that. Yeah, it's a funny thing. Appreciate you, brother. Is Adrian still here? I haven't seen a chat with him.
I haven't seen him make any comments, but there's more to find out, I think. He still pops up if you do, the ampersand and type in his name, it pops up. So he's at least still in the chat. He may not be saying anything.
I was just checking out X Country. Man, that's some crazy June work there.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal. I like the way using the drone to capture that footage too. That's that's awesome. Yeah. That's really good. Really good. Brilliant. I'm just checking it out again. It's really nice. He might have to get one of those Skydio.
Yeah.
That'd be ideal for that sort of thing. But then again, that's fun out of flying it and following it around. That's good fun. That's good fun.
You can still fly it with the remote.
Yeah.
You can still fly it, which is good.
Yeah.
Are you talking about that Mavic Mini?
No, Skydio.
No, the Skydio.
Skydio, okay. I thought that'd be kind of nice to have, but then when I thought about what I would be using, I don't run. So I couldn't use it for that. I don't ride bikes, so I wouldn't be using it for that.
You obviously haven't broken the law for a while if you don't run anywhere.
The only thing it would catch me doing is having a heart attack trying to,
Well, that's why I don't run.
Exactly.
I tried running the other day, and my I'm not going to tell you what my legs told me.
Let me tell you what, Rodney. I started riding a bike, and the guy who came up with the term "it's just like riding a bike" needs to be freaking shot, because my legs hurt for days.
How was your butt, mate? That's what kills me. I tell you, last time I did that, I had a really, really sore butt, man. And a mate of mine goes, "Oh, you should have got one of those gel seats put on." "Oh, you can get them? Thanks. That's a bit late."
Right.
The last time I rode a bike, like you, Brent, my legs hurt so bad I couldn't hardly. When I went to work, I couldn't hardly work because they hurt so bad.
Yeah, I get shin splints really bad, and
so I told my wife,
horrible.
"I'm not riding a bike with you anymore."
Sick. Have a good day, mate. Chris is all gone.
So Mad Kiwi says,
"Have a good one, Chris."
I'm going to show this up here. Izzy is Rodney. Ask Matt what he's doing for a face when the baboon wants its arse.
That baboon hasn't sat down for ages, man. They banned me from the zoo.
Oh my gosh.
I thought one got away.
Oh, mercy.
Twist the wick and grab some gears. With a hot chick sitting on the back.
Me and my wife have talked about getting a bike, a motorcycle, Harley. It would have to be a Harley for me.
Not a Vespa?
No. If that's what I think it is, no.
Mm.
Isn't that like a little scooter?
Yeah.
Oh, I would never suggest that, Rodney.
You liar.
Yeah, sure.
That'd be horrible.
My wife said she'd ride, but it's got to be a gold wing. It's got to be a touring bike, comfortable.
That's a Honda, isn't it, that one?
I think so, yeah.
That's got all the stereo and the TVs and all that sort of stuff on it.
Yeah, the foot massager, and you can lean back and go to sleep.
That's terrible.
I know.
Ultimate.
My uncle has one. They used to ride a lot before. He was in the Navy all his life, and he finally retired. And they used to tour on theirs, but they've gotten to the point where they don't ride much anymore. Of course, they're in their, I guess, late 60s, early 70s. So they don't go for long distances anymore.
When was your uncle in the Navy, Brent?
Oh my gosh, he retired probably 15 years ago. So his entire life he was a lifer. They were in Japan. I remember my aunt sending me stuff from Japan. They were all over the place.
Of course, because I knew a Nunley.
No, he's not a Nunley. He's a Cowell.
Oh, okay.
My dad was in the Air Force. And then I was going to go in the Navy. In fact, I was all set to get on a nuclear sub. And come to find out they wouldn't take me because I only had one kidney.
Well, yeah, you got to have all your body parts.
Yeah. So, oh well.
So Mason says, at Rodney Bell, would ride a bicycle built for two as long as the other person was pedaling. Yeah, I agree. So Matt, you can pedal.
As long as I can steer too.
Okay.
Thank you.
You can steer all you want. I just go along for the ride.
Yeah, man. I'll take you to some place.
Right.
I don't know if I like the sound of that.
No. As I said, when you come over here, Rodney, I'll show you some sights, mate.
Okay.
See, there you go.
I
Cheap.
know Australia has some sites.
I've got plenty,
Yeah.
mate. And I've got a lot of sites within an hour or so of my place. All through that. A lot of the footage on my stuff's all through the an hour away from my place. Beautiful. The Great Dividing Range there. Victoria's got another nice mountain range there. I mean, it's not the Rockies and nowhere near as high. But the rainforest and the stuff you get to drive through is just incredible. Oh, I love it there. Love it.
Yeah. Hey guys, I'll be right back.
I'm going to go look up flights from Virginia to Brisbane. I'll tell you what, it's probably cheaper than him flying from Virginia into Denver.
Yeah, probably would be.
Wherever he's in Virginia. Yeah. Because Jim was saying, his was like $600 or something if he was to go to a spin up. And my whole flight, 4 flights were $1,200.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's incredible. I don't know how they do that, to be honest. It's really cheap. That's obviously first class. No, it's not.
I think so.
You got to get a win if you're going to fly that sort of distance. You want to get an emergency exit because there's no seats in front of you.
Yeah.
And you can spread out, and you've got to spread out on those. And if you're lucky enough, you look at the seating arrangements. And I did that on the way from Canada to Hong Kong. And I looked at what seats were sold, and I had 4 seats vacant. So when we took off, off we go. I had no one next to me, so I just put up all the armrests, boom, 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 put myself down, mate. Beautiful. Only way to go. Who needs first class, mate?
Yeah, I checked the flights from Melbourne. I think they're about 1,300. I think from Melbourne, roughly around the 1,300 mark.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Similar sort of price.
Yeah. Some of them are direct from Melbourne, and some of the Qantas go via Brisbane. Like they go from Melbourne to Brisbane and then depart out of Brisbane.
Yeah, there's a few flights that go to Sydney, and some go to Auckland, and then fly over from there. I'm just going to answer Andrew here. How close to the fires? Well, about an hour and a half north. Those fires were from me, and around about an hour south. They're the ones at Binnaburra that me and Ari tried to go out and capture after the emergency services had left, but we didn't end up getting that footage. But yeah, so not far away. There's another one out not far from me now, about 40 minutes down. God, it's the right time of year. There's bugger all rain, and the whole area is just dry as a bone. And it's very brown at the moment. So tinder for fire, let me tell you. And it goes up like bloody no man's business, that one.
Yeah, saw a report on the news earlier today, earlier this evening, that there was about 150 homes or something have been burned out in northern New South Wales.
Wouldn't doubt that, mate.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
That's a tinderbox too, New South Wales, all that bushland there.
Yeah, California here is it's bad out there too. It's been burning for weeks. For weeks it's been burning.
You got those plants out there, the bushes, trees, or whatever they are, and they've got an oil in them, which is highly flammable once it gets burning. Is that correct? I seem to remember something about that in California.
I know that pines have a lot of resin that burn. Yeah. Once they get going, it's hard to put them out.
Nothing burns like a pine tree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, eucalypts have got an oil in there too, which is highly flammable. I actually nearly burnt my house down because I was what a nong. I was burning eucalyptus oil in my house, and it caught fire and just blacked up my ceiling and stuff because my mate comes in and goes, "What's that smell?" And I go, "I don't know," because I was out the back cooking a barbecue. I could only smell snags. And
Matt,
yeah.
You need to clarify something for me.
Oh yeah,
you were burning eucalyptus oil.
Yeah,
and it caught on fire.
Yeah.
Well, if you were burning it, wasn't it already on fire?
I was heating it up. So specific, Rodney.
Well, I was scratching my head on that one.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was already burning. Yeah. And I had diluted it. I put it in water, so I thought it'd be all right. Well, no, it wasn't. So yeah, what a mong. Oh, just think about that. You just think, yeah, that's how shit goes down, and accidents happen by being an idiot. Manuka. Okay, yeah, well, that's where you get the honey from too, Craig. Manuka honey, beautiful stuff.
I love honey.
Honey's fantastic for you, mate. Really
It's
good.
great. It's great.
I love it. I love it.
Regurgitated bee stomach. If you thought about it, you wouldn't eat it, really. Bees are awesome, man, because if you look at their hives and everything about the construction of the hive and the strength, and obviously man now has looked at the way things in nature are built because they're extremely strong. Unbelievable. And they all work around the mathematic what do you call it? Magic number. It comes down to pi 2, 3.146, 141, 3.14116, recurring or whatever it is. And there's a lot of things in nature that all lead to pi.
It's not a coincidence.
It's not, mate. It's not. It's everything's on design, you know. And I mean, even the pyramids and the internals of the pyramids, and they all lead up to what do they call it? The magic number. Unbelievable, man.
Yeah, it's incredible.
There's a lot. I could rattle on for hours on this. If you want your live stream to go for a long time, Rodney, let me go.
I could too, man. I love it.
Sandy Caravan.
Did I not leave it up long enough?
I saw it, but I was yapping. You know what I'm like.
You're always yapping.
I know. Don't interrupt me, Peter. I'm talking.
Okay, sorry. I'll be quiet then.
Sick of him doing that. I swear to God.
You need to leave Peter alone, Matt. I'm just getting plain tired of you picking on Peter all the time.
I know.
Because he doesn't know how to shut up doesn't mean you have to get on his case about it.
Oh, Mel. I think you're right, though, Mel.
Oh!
Oh,
Right on, Mel.
Oh dear, I'll be vice president.
No, I thought Jim had that job.
Jim has that job.
Jim's not up for it, mate. He can't even get up in the morning for your live stream. How's he going to run a country?
that's right.
Right?
I don't know, but
Yeah, where's he at?
Where do you reckon, mate? Where do you reckon? He's got his head on the pillow still.
Yeah. He's got a weird schedule.
I'm going to send him an email in a minute. No, I'm not. I'm going to ring him.
Either that or he's lurking and just listening to us talk bad about him.
Everybody call Jim.
Yeah, one after the other. You go, Rodney. I'll get my phone.
Wake his butt up.
Oh, it's in recents.
Mine's nowhere near being in the recents for him, let me tell you.
I'll be right back, fellas.
Okay.
Forwarded to an automatic voice message system. Jim is not available at the tone. Please record your message.
Son of a bitch. Righto.
For more options.
Hey, it's me. We're wondering why you're not on Saturday morning coffee with Rodney. Matt wants to know. Matt says to get your butt up out of bed.
Matt thinks you're a pussy.
See you later.
Righto. I'll ring him now. You know what answering
Nope, I got a message.
from him.
No, I got his voicemail. Sorry.
Oh, pick up, James. He knows he's in trouble if he does pick up. That's the problem. Is that him?
No.
Damn. Look at that. What a wuss. Don't even answer him. I think he's scared of me, to be honest. He's a bit like that. You wait, Jim. You wait. He's going to be in the naughty corner for quite some time.
Whiz Bang is in the house. Good morning, Ken.
Morning, Mr. Whizbang.
You have a great weekend, and thank you for your service, sir.
Oh, dear.
What were you laughing at, Matt?
Oh, Andrew's just put up there. He's probably gotten ideas from Matt's show earlier and has taken the Phantom somewhere private. He's got to take the battery out, though, eh? That's one of the things. Whiz bang.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the one.
Rick Halber, I want to thank you for your service as well, shipmate. And anybody else out there that have served, whether they were in the Australian Armed Forces, the American Armed Forces, or the British Armed Forces, thank you for serving your country. What's Matt doing?
Nothing.
Well, you must have been doing something. You blocked yourself out.
Nothing.
I
Thought I'd cleared that up earlier, to be honest, but no. Is it gone? Is it gone?
Cameras make lousy mirrors.
It's got like a cockroach.
Hey, don't laugh. You ever had one crawl up your nose?
No, but I'll tell you this. I have been, I don't know if you know the term knackered, hitting the nuts, right, by a locust, which is like a, you know what locusts are?
Yeah, they're a grasshopper.
Yeah. So much so that I had to pull over and I spewed up. I was riding my motorbike and I was going along and I went through a locust plague. Came over this hill. All these locusts were going over the road. And I went, oh, whatever. Through I went. I'm still doing 100 and whatever. And one got me right on the ghoulie. Holy moly. Did I go down?
And I agree with you, Mel. First responders too, police, fire, medical. That means that Ron Lockwood deserves our thanks as well.
Yep.
Oh, Ron.
Yeah, anybody that leaves their family for a day or on a deployment to defend other families definitely deserve our respect.
Got that right.
And I'm not talking just the U.S. I'm talking about the Australian Armed Forces, the British Armed Forces, all the Allied forces, and even all our enemies. They do the same thing, you know, but I know that sounds bad, but
It's true. No, it's true.
it's true. It's true that, you know, so.
Just got a different agenda.
Yeah. Of course, I'm not going to thank the enemy, but.
You know.
So, all right, Tricia, Fearless Afterlife Encounters. Good morning. Welcome to the stream.
Ooh, that sounds interesting. That sounds very interesting. Let me have a look. When it pops up, here we go. Come on, load up.
Internet running a bit slow.
No.
It just must be a data-intensive website, right?
Oh, it's intensive, man. You got that straight. I'm going to have a go at that. Fearless Afterlife. Got you there. And I'll do that bell too. Hello. I'll check that out later. Awesome. That looks pretty cool. What have we got there? Awesome. Ha. Got some pranks on there too. Awesome. I'll check that out. Good on you. Good on you.
So
Brent doing?
Brent must have got lost.
He must have more boogers than I got.
Yeah, but you don't worry about it. You just pick them right here on the stream. So
I do, because I'm lazy. I just don't want to push that button there.
Well, just give me a warning, and I'll be more than happy to push it for you.
I wouldn't doubt that.
So I had a mouse malfunction.
See, he wiped his nose. No, he didn't. I told you that's what he was doing.
I don't know if you heard it, Brent, but we were talking about picking noses, and he said he said you must have had more boogers than he had.
I heard him. I was trying to get my camera back up, but my mouse quit working, so I had to redo my Bluetooth.
Sorry, mate.
And I use tissue. Thank you very much.
Drone Life RC, welcome back, brother.
Drone Life.
So Mel said he was going to be on.
Some of these, Matt.
All right, Bob Casey, you have a great day, my friend. Take care. Be careful. Tropic. Thank you. It was my pleasure to serve my country. I am proud to have served my country, and I'm proud of the vets, and I'm proud of those that have served. My dad served. He was in the Navy for 30-something years. He was my inspiration for joining the Navy. So anyway, enough of me.
Bob's on his way out.
Yeah, he was. He was just saying. So
yeah, see you later, Bob. Nice to see you again, mate.
Yep, Bob, always a pleasure.
Fearless awesome. Yeah.
So Tropic said he was an Air Force brat. Yeah, well, we forgive you, Tropic. It wasn't your fault. Inter-service rivalry there.
There's always that.
My dad was in the Navy, but I never went to the only duty station I was ever with him at was when he was stationed in Portland, Oregon. And I was like a year old, so I don't remember any of that. Then him and my mom got divorced and moved back to Oklahoma, or I moved back to Oklahoma with my mom. So, but I do remember him coming home on leave about every 3 years, and he'd be at the door, and I just look up at him in those navy dress blues, and just think how awesome he was.
Mm-hmm.
So. And that's what inspired me to join the Navy.
Yeah, my uncle was in the Navy for a long time too. He sort of made a career out of it.
Cool.
Yeah. In fact, I think he got up to the rank, I think, of Master at Arms. Do you have those in the U.S. Navy?
We do. We do.
I think he was a petty officer then.
Yeah.
Master at Arms.
The Navy has, in fact, Matt Kiwi made a comment. I think it was on my Facebook page. And I looked up the New Zealand naval ratings, and unlike other navies, the U.S. Navy we have E1 through E9, which are the enlisted ranks. So you have seaman recruit, seaman apprentice, seaman, and then petty officer third class, petty officer second class, petty officer first class, chief petty officer, senior chief petty officer, and master chief petty officer. And then you have the warrant ranks. There's 4 of them, and those are also considered enlisted ranks because you go from an enlisted to that. And then the Australian Navy, I think, is pretty much set up the same way as the British Navy is. You have your ordinary seaman, your able seaman, your leading seaman. You correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Then you have your petty officers. So
Yeah,
I got to spend 3 days on a British destroyer. Let me tell you.
My uncle, he ended up being assigned. I think he got the job of the naval attaché over in the Philippines in Manila.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. They set him up with a big house there and servants and the whole works. He was over there for quite a while.
7.
Yeah, being stationed in the Philippines was really nice back in the day. I'm sure it still is. All right, now who let the trash in? My goodness, Mel.
More Mel.
I don't know if he heard me.
He did.
Oh, I heard you. Morning, fellas.
Good morning, Mel.
Morning, Mel.
I got the Santa Claus look going on this morning.
You do.
I want to sit on your knee. I do.
Oh, wrong kind of honeybee.
All right, guys, let's keep it clean here. Look at that. You made Brent fall out of his chair.
I know, right? I'm sorry. When you guys started talking about honey, I just couldn't resist doing that earlier. That was
That was hilarious. I secretly agreed with you.
Hey, Rod, would it be all right if I make a little advertisement on your channel here?
Be my guest.
I have for sale a set of Mavic 2 Zoom ND filters from DJI. These are DJI ND filters for the Mavic 2 Zoom, and I'm asking $1,300 for them. And if you buy the ND filters, you get with them free a Mavic 2 Zoom, a travel case, fly more kit.
Well, you can't beat
So buy
like
the filters and you get a free drone.
Oh yeah, that's a great deal, mate.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Hey,
Not often you get free drones.
because I'm broke, if you pay the shipping, I'll ship it anywhere you want.
Yeah, I bet you will. Oh dear. Have we got Mummy of 11 here? Mummy of 11?
Is Mummy of 11 in here? Good morning, Mummy 11. Welcome to the chat.
Good stuff.
She's only got a few minutes. Well, hey,
I
no
enjoyed,
worries there, Mummy.
I enjoyed all you guys flying this morning.
Well, we glad you were able to join us, Mel.
Well, normally I'm not up at 5 a.m., but for some reason today I woke up. So I thought, well, I'll get up and see what the Saturday morning guys are doing. I'm surprised y'all haven't started a sunset.
Well, we might have to, but like I don't know if you heard my explanation. My sunrise was at 6:41. Michael's was at 6:39, and for whatever reason, I can't explain it, but this is what Google told me. Sunrise for Jim Boyd was at 6:38, but he told me last night that they were having a lot of wind and he might not be able to fly. So, and he definitely wasn't up. I think he was sleeping, like Matt said, because he was up late on Matt's channel.
He's still in bed, mate. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, Matt and I just tried to call him earlier. I don't know if
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
He didn't answer?
Never answered.
Yeah, I think he was just making up all that wind stuff on Matt's chat, I think, just to get out of the sunrise video.
I think so too. I think you're right, Peter.
I think that's what it was.
I just checked the weather in Florida. It says, let me have a look here. Winds 0 with naught gust from the north-south. So, yeah, he's flying.
Let's see. Well, it was
56
Friday
miles
night
an
last
hour.
night, right? What's the chances that he actually went to some kind of party or something and, knew that he was going to be out late? Or no, he was on Matt's show late. So,
Yeah.
Maybe not.
That was a party, all right.
It was,
Yeah, it was.
There's always a party at Matt's place.
I'll have you all over one day, without a doubt. That'd be a laugh, wouldn't it?
He
So,
was
Brad, you gonna
hilarious
go do any
too.
flying today?
What was that, Rod? I'm sorry.
You gonna go do any flying today?
I don't know if I'm going to do any flying today or not. I'm getting ready. I've already started editing the video that I just went out and shot. You guys inspired me yesterday morning, standing out on the back porch out here because we don't smoke in the house, so we go outside. And the sunrise, there's a tree up the street that is changing, and it's in full glory right now, just about. And the morning yesterday, the golden hour light was just fabulous on that tree. So I thought, yeah, you know what? If that tree looks that good tomorrow morning and I have the same light, I'm gonna put the drone up. So yeah, that's what I did. I put the drone up.
So
Be
good
flying.
deal.
So I'm
Be looking
not
forward to
sure.
the video.
Not sure that I'll do any more flying today. I have to charge batteries. Yeah, I put the drone up and only had like 65 or 60% battery to start with.
Oh,
So that's not a lot to work with.
no.
Just
I've actually
a few minutes.
my batteries lasted as long as they did. Of course, well, no, I was flying the Phantom 4, so those aren't new batteries. But it was saying I had 30 minutes of flight time.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It kind of worried me because, my truck tells me when I get down to 50, when the gas gets so low, it says you have 50 miles left, and it goes to low fuel.
Yeah.
I don't trust that at all, but that's how I felt about that battery telling me I had 30 minutes.
At the beginning of the month, I had to make a trip to go renew my driver's license. And I topped off the fuel tank and then hit the road. And I pulled into my destination with less than 50 miles showing of range available.
Where did you have to go?
and then I drove. Actually, I didn't top off. I wasn't full when I left, so that I misspoke there. But yeah, I had less than 50 miles available, and I actually drove around town the next day and didn't put fuel on until I got ready to head back. So mine, when it says 50 miles available, it's at least 50 miles, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I've never pushed it. I usually fill up once I get to the point where it says low fuel, it has low fuel warning. I usually go ahead and fill up, but I always try to fill up when I'm at a quarter of a tank. But
and that's actually a good practice because you don't want a chance running out. I know when I was out on the road in my big truck, I never in the wintertime, never got below between half and a quarter tank. If I got below half tank, I started looking for fuel. And that was for safety reasons in the wintertime. I mean, there can be a wreck on the interstate where you can be sitting in a semi truck on the interstate because you can't just turn around and go away like a car can. You could sit there, a couple days. And so I always made sure that I had plenty of fuel for wintertime driving. Very important. Very important.
Oh yeah. No, I've run out of gas once in my life. And I was out in the middle of nowhere. And I swore I'd never let that happen again.
And usually once is all it takes to learn the lesson.
Yep. Fortunately, I'd only been stopped for about 10 minutes and a car finally came through. And this was in Oklahoma. So it was out in the country.
Yeah, that's even worse because you don't have a lot to work with.
Yep. So, but anyway.
Rodney, I'm going to have to go, mate. I have had it for a day.
Oh, come on. Don't be a wuss.
I know.
You beat me to it, Matt. I was just going to say the same thing, actually, because it's just after 2 a.m. here. So
yeah.
You always copy me, Peter.
Peter, Matt, I know I make fun of you, but, man, I do appreciate you guys being part of the show.
It's always good fun, mate.
Yep. It's great fun.
So you all have a good night, man. Sleep tight.
Okay.
Shall do.
Have a good one.
Take care, Matt.
Good seeing you, Matt.
Have a
chat,
good night.
all that sort of biz. Awesome stuff. Catch us all again soon.
All right, guys.
All right. See you guys. We'll catch you hopefully next weekend.
All right, Peter.
Have a good day, Peter.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
All right.
I ran everybody off, Rodney.
Well, I don't know what it is, man. I mean, I told them you were coming.
Yeah, maybe
that was it. Maybe I told them you were coming, and that scared them off.
That very good possibility right there. Very good possibility. Very good possibility.
Well, it sounds like my grandson is getting ready to go play football.
High school?
Nah, Little League. He plays junior varsity.
Okay.
He's 8. So they have 8. They even have I think it's like 5 and 6 year olds. They play pee-wee football, flag football, and then they have the kids that are 7 to 11. They play junior varsity, and then from 11 up to I think like 14 or 15, it's varsity. And then, of course, once the varsity team gets into the high school, they start playing high school ball. It works something like that.
Right.
So, but anyway, so Brent, you got any plans on going to fly today?
Yes, sir. Me and my son are gonna go do some geocaching.
Oh,
And I'm gonna take the drone with me in case I see something I want to film.
That's
cool.
That's kind of fun. That you can come across some interesting things that way.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I have a friend of mine that him and his wife do that geocaching, and they tried to get me into it, but I just really didn't have the time, and my wife wasn't interested in it. So
It's something me and him do together.
well,
Spend
that's
some
good.
time
That's
together.
good. How old is your son?
This one's 14,
Oh, cool, good.
and then my twins are 17.
Very cool.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you do things with your kids. That's great.
And you know, I kind of regret not having a family and not doing that whole thing. When I got married, she already had a son, so at the age we were and at the age he was and everything, we were looking at, just 10 years, and he got the golden boot, and we decided to be greedy. We decided that 10 years and that's our time. And so that's what we did. And so I never actually had any kids, but I can say that if you have kids and if you're doing the whole family thing, hats off to you, because there's no instruction manual for that. Savor each and every moment, because
You have to.
that moment once.
And speaking as a retired sailor, I missed so much of my kids growing up because of being deployed and stuff. So there's a lot of regret there in that respect, that I didn't get to spend some quality time with my kids. But when I was there, I tried to spend as much time with them as I could. But so and it's true for you parents out there in the chat, man. Spend as much time with your kids as you can.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize how much our service men and women sacrifice that way.
Oh yeah, and it's just not the service members themselves. It's their families, their wives, their sons, their daughters. The parents. And
Everybody, the whole family. Yep.
Yeah. And so, well, y'all know how I feel. So.
Been there, done that.
Yep. Well, and in a lot of respects, like you said earlier, Mel, the firemen, the policemen,
exactly,
the medical people, they're doing the same thing, just a different way of doing it.
Yep.
And
that's exactly true.
And so, and I'm sure a lot of truck drivers, Mel, this is your field.
You have no idea. I can tell you guys stories. We had this best friend couple that before I went on the road, we were at one another's house every weekend, playing cards, cooking out, going to the beach, going fishing, taking my boat. I had a trailerable cabin cruiser that had a 400-mile range on it. And it was not unlike me to put the boat in the water Friday afternoon, have a couple of friends meet me down at the harbor, and we'd leave out Friday night about sunset and be 120 miles out in the ocean by daybreak Saturday morning and spend until about noon Monday fishing, and then get back in about midnight Monday night. Wow. And then I went on the road.
Yep.
And I remember this one time we met them at a little local club that was 3 or 4 miles from the house. We were shooting pool and dancing, having a good time. And the three of them and my wife were just sitting, carrying on a conversation just like it was 100% normal. And I was an outsider. I actually felt like an outsider. I had no input. I didn't know anything about what they were talking about. I couldn't be in the conversation. And it was kind of strange because I just handed my wife the keys to my pickup and I said, I'll see you later. And I walked out the door, and it was about daybreak time I finally got home. She was worried sick and had the law and everybody looking for me. But, I just had to go walk and clear my head because I realized, that here I am. I've been in this relationship for many years. I've had these friends for many years, and we're all out doing something that's supposed to be fun, and I don't belong there. I don't fit in. And
Yeah, and
that was really weird.
All because you went on the road.
Yep.
And that's the way it is for most military personnel. In fact, my last few years in the Navy, they started having this program. When you were coming back from deployment, you had to go through meeting your family again. We called it meeting your family again training, because after a 6-month deployment or 8-month deployment, however long you were deployed, the kids are now, they look to mom all the time.
Yep.
Because mom's the one that's there. And when I'd come home and there'd be times when me and my kids clashed because I'm a disciplinarian, and I'm not saying my wife wasn't, but she wasn't quite as, I'm thinking military discipline where, so, and then that's where the clash came in. But anyway, yeah, those guys and girls, they go through a rough situation, and especially if they have to go to a war zone, it gets even worse then because, the family back home, they're going to be worried, the wives are worried or the husbands are worried. Well, how's my wife or husband, and are they safe, and I can't even imagine what it would be like to be a husband of a military member and have the chaplain and a casualty control officer walk up to your door. So,
yeah, that would be brutal.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so I appreciate everything that our veterans go through. I try to say, when I work on a Navy base, so when I see military people, I always try to say thank you for your service, and in fact, I was sitting in Richmond Airport one time, and I've done this several times, and there'll be some service people in there, and I'd buy their meals for them. So
I've done that many times,
and I've even had meals bought for me a couple of times.
Yeah, I've not had that happen. I've always been the one to tell the hostess or host that, hey, when they get done ordering and everything, I want their ticket.
Yeah. Well, the times that I have a U.S. Navy retired hat, so when I'm wearing that, that's usually when people will want to buy my dinner, but I don't wear it all the time. Like, today I'm wearing the Grumpy Vlogger hat. Speaking of that, political commercial. Grumpy Vlogger for president. Stand for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, I appreciate the veterans and the ones serving now. My dad was in the Navy for over 30 years, so.
Wow.
Yeah, he was the person that inspired me to join the Navy.
My dad inspired me to join the Air Force.
So you were in?
I was a crew chief on C-130s.
Well, that's right. I remember you telling me that. Thank you, Mel, for your service, brother.
Well, thank you guys too. That's why I said, likewise, and right back at you in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, my dad inspired me to go in the Air Force. Took me kind of like this by the collar and said, "Get the hell out of my house."
Well,
That was all the inspiration I needed, by God.
my dad didn't inspire me that way, but I didn't. I grew up without my dad being there because him and my mom was divorced when I was really young. But I do remember when he'd come home, and he'd knock on the door, and I'd open the door and look up at him, and he's all in his dress blues and stuff, and how awesome I thought he was.
Yep.
And then if any of you guys have seen my Facebook page, I've got a picture up there on my Facebook page of me signing my last re-enlistment papers. That was in 1989, February of 1989, I think it was. It was the last time I re-enlisted. So I posted that picture and I thought, man, I was never that young. That cannot be me.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. That's when I went on the road, was just a year before, July 1st, 1988.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, when I retired from the Navy, I was in for 20 years, 3 months, 6 days, and 18 minutes. I thought about being an over-the-road driver because, I mean, I really didn't have anything holding me home. Me and my first wife were divorced, so she was out in California, and I really wasn't interested in living there. And I mean, I did want to see my kids, but I checked into it and then decided that, well, actually, I didn't decide. It got decided for me that I got a job with Lowrance Electronics. And if you guys are from fishermen, you guys should know what Lowrance Electronics make.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
What it is. Yeah.
So, so I got a job with them, and then I no longer thought about being a truck driver. Sometimes I wished I had, though.
You really didn't miss anything. You know, the way they do it and advertise, be a truck driver, see the world, see the country, blah 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 blah. That's what it is. Blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, man. I want to welcome Soldier Poet and Joe Mack to the chat.
Hey, Joe, Soldier Poet.
He goes.
In my 31 years being over the road, I've crossed the Canadian border of the United States and Canada at the city of Buffalo, New York, which crosses into Niagara on the Canada side, 11 times. I've done that border crossing 11 times, and I have never seen Niagara Falls.
Wow. I can't even imagine that.
It's, you know, first of all, commercial vehicles aren't allowed to go there. They've never been allowed to go there.
Huh.
No, 13, I have not. Then after 9/11 happened, commercial vehicles were no longer allowed to go anywhere. They didn't want, they made zones around Capitol buildings and things like that in most of the cities, and the things like the Hoover Dam. I mean, I drove my truck across Hoover Dam 30 times at the bottom, you know, south end of Lake Mead right there. And it's an amazing view. You have to be really careful because the road kind of does some pretty tight winding to get down off the hill to the dam, and then you cross the dam and it's a real skinny road, and then you have to wind back up the other side to get on top. And so you have to be really careful with your trailer, you know, because your trailer cheats behind you. It doesn't follow you directly, but
right.
especially a 48 or 53 footer. But after 9/11, they blocked commercial vehicles from crossing dams anywhere in the country. The Hoover Dam was a big one. That was the first one they closed down. But it was such a travel route because it's on a U.S. highway that they actually they spent millions and built a detour route with a bridge for trucks and motorhomes to be able to cross the river right there. And it was a mile or a half a mile from the dam. They made parking area on each side of the bridge and walkways on the bridge for cars to park and walk down the walkway and take pictures of the dam from the riverside, not from looking at the lake. But they did not accommodate commercial vehicles in parking. Most places don't want commercial vehicles around. Most towns and cities don't want trucks in their traffic. Most motoring traffic don't want trucks in the traffic. They think trucks are in the way. They think truck drivers are just out there driving around for the fun of it, I guess. I guess they don't realize that if you have it, it was on a truck. And that goes from the stick you built your house to the groceries you eat to the clothes on your back. If you have it, it was on a truck, period.
Absolutely. And I agree with you, Mel. One thing I have always appreciated were the truckers because they move goods from coast to coast, border to border, across the border.
Rail yard to distribution centers. I mean, shipyards to distribution centers, distribution centers to the local markets. I mean, everything.
Oh, yeah.
FedEx, people think about FedEx. Well, that's a truck. Your drones came to your house on a truck.
Yep.
It's just phenomenal. And yet everybody wants to rule and regulate the trucking industry, and they get in the pocket of the trucking industry so deep, it's just ridiculous. But enough about that. So I'm glad you didn't go into trucking, because it's not the Hollywood life that all the commercials make it sound out to be.
Yeah. Well, you remember, Mel, back in the mid to late 70s and into the 80s and 90s, the popularity of CBs.
Oh, yeah.
I used to have some really good conversation with some truckers. In fact, me and one of my girlfriends, there was this one trucker that he drove every day for between LA and San Diego. We would stop and have coffee with him. I can't remember his name now, but he was a good guy, and we always enjoyed stopping and having coffee or lunch with him. So, and I've talked a lot to a lot of truckers on the CB, and I really appreciate what they do. And as a matter of fact, my stepdaughter, my current wife's daughter, she was a truck driver, her and her husband, for a while. So
there's a lot of people doing it, and I tell you what, without them, we would be in a world of hurt.
Well, I agree, definitely.
But there's a lot of people that don't care, don't realize it, or don't understand that, what makes it go around.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I agree. Truck drivers are necessary, just like trains are necessary too. Trains aren't used as much as they used to be, but they still move goods from. I mean, how many trains have you seen with trailers on them? With tractor trailers on them, So
believe it or not, probably half of those trailers are empty, being hauled back to terminals and things.
Okay,
That's,
well,
that's the cheapest way for a trucking company to get their equipment back. You know, they might have 500 loads going somewhere, general area, say, you know, Southern California. And I mean, by Southern, I mean from the San Fernando Valley south. So they end up with, you know, the company owns 4,000 trailers and they end up with 500 or 600 of them in the lower half of one state. It's not cost effective for them to, and there's not enough loads to return those trailers back out into the usable market area.
oh yeah, absolutely.
So they'll have, you know, local companies pick their trailers up at these places where they got their deliveries done and emptied out, and they'll take them to the rail, and the rail will load them, and then, you know, it takes 2 weeks to get them back, but they get them back for a fraction of the cost that way. So there's a lot of those trailers are empties. Some of them have freight in them, dry goods and things, but for the most part, especially if it's a refrigerated trailer, if it's a reefer box and you see it on a train, it's empty coming back from, you know, being sitting somewhere probably.
It's the same with cargo ship containers.
Yep.
You'll see trains just full of them.
Well,
Yep.
no,
Heading
the
back
cargo
to
ship
port.
containers, the containers actually have, they're full of product.
Yeah.
That's dry goods. That's, you know, drones from DJI. That's
Mhm.
auto parts. It's all kinds of stuff. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I watched a big documentary on the rail system and how it works. And for them to move one rail car, they tracked one rail car. And for that rail car to get moved from coast to coast took 3.5 weeks.
Wow.
Just that one rail car. And it had to go coast to coast. And it took 3.5 weeks with all the different connections that it had to be put on and different trains it was on and so forth.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite an adventure to do it that way. But it's very cost effective.
Very cost effective.
Oh yeah, that makes
A
sense.
train locomotive, the belly diesel tank holds 1,000 gallons. And quite often on a long train, you'll see 3, 4, 5 locomotives.
Yeah.
Those things have got a big diesel engine on them that turns a generator, and the generator is what powers the motors that make the train roll. It's all what they call, I think, hydroelectric, I think is the phrase. It's hydraulic, electric powered hydraulics. So those big diesel engines are only running at 1,000 RPMs or 1,200 RPMs, just enough to crank a generator and make that generator work. But yeah, so that's what a locomotive, that's how a locomotive works for the most part, basically. And they can go a long damn ways on 1,000 gallons if they're only running at, you know, at a high idle, basically, on the engine. So makes a big difference.
Yeah, I'm sure it does. Mason Keyser says convoy. I remember that song.
I do too.
C.W. McCall.
He was the first one to record it. Yep.
Yep.
And, you know, he actually rode with a truck driver for like a month while he was writing that song, because he wanted to get as much of the lingo and terminology right as he could when he recorded it.
I didn't know that, but it's good to know. That's
that's fact.
And when he sang the song, it was like he had actually been talking it all his life. It took me forever to get used to the lingo.
And, you know, we don't even use that lingo today.
I know.
You know, most guys now, especially, you know, the rookies are one thing, but the old timers, they just sit and talk on the radio like we do on the phone or like we're doing here. There's none of that 10-4 good buddy and all that stuff. In fact, a good buddy is nothing that you want to be in the trucking world.
Amazing how things have changed.
What's that?
So amazing how things have changed.
Yeah, exactly. You know, a good buddy today on the CB radio is, well, I think you guys get the idea.
I get the picture. We get the picture.
But yeah.
Well, fellas, I'm going to get out of here. I got to go spend some time with my son. And
well, Brent, thank you for coming.
I enjoyed it. Thanks for having me.
Enjoyed having you. And hopefully you'll be able to come on again.
Certainly.
Yep.
Brent, have a good day.
You too, Mel. We'll get together soon.
Yep. Talk to you later.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good day.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Well, Mel, brother,
Rodney,
I think I'm going to call it quits here in a few.
I don't blame you.
I appreciate you coming in.
Y'all had good flights this morning. Everybody did good. Nobody crashed.
Always a plus.
That's right. That's right.
And the sunrises were nice too.
And everybody had a good sunrise. Yep.
Yep. And you know, I was sitting out there last Saturday when I did the sunrise. I froze my tail end off.
Really?
Yeah. Of course, I was just out there in a T-shirt and sweatpants.
Oh.
Stupid me. Well, this morning I went out there, had a hoodie on.
I seen that.
Gloves on. I was toasty warm.
You were ready for it today, weren't you?
Ready. I was ready today. Yes, sirree.
What was your temperature this morning?
It was 39.
Oh, okay.
It had risen. It got down at one. I woke up around 2:30. To make that bathroom run, and it was like 32 degrees at that time.
Oh dear.
So it must have warmed up a bit, because when I got up, I looked at it and it was like 37 degrees, and then when I went out to fly, it had gone up to 39. So
yeah.
But you know, I bet the weather back there is getting cold.
Yeah, it's showing 45 right now, but it wasn't that warm earlier. It was probably around 40, or maybe even, I don't know. It wasn't brutally cold this morning. I know that.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it was brutally cold. It could have certainly been a lot colder, but I mean, like I said, last week it was about as cold last week as it was this week, and I froze, but I had the gloves on, and so I was warm. I was good. It was a good flight.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. All right, Mel. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut her down here.
All right. Well, thanks for sending me a link to come in and visit for a little while with everybody. I appreciate it.
You're always welcome.
Everybody in chat, howdy, hi. I'm going to get back to doing this edit. I had a whole bunch of birds come fly real close, kind of checking the drone out. So
cool.
I'm gonna show that.
All right.
In the clip, and just kind of share some of the fall colors here from.
Well,
right
I'll certainly be looking for it, brother.
And this tree that I'm talking about is the center point of my video, and every morning that I can, if I have good light, I'm going to shoot this tree, and I'm going to kind of do like a weekly or daily update on it. And then I think I'm going to, after all the leaves are gone off of it, I'm going to do a time lapse.
Oh, cool.
Of all the, the stages of it. So
that'll be awesome.
Morning, Blue. Thomas, 13, Joe Mack, everybody. Rick Halber, my friend. Trevor, everybody in chat. Thanks for supporting all the channels. We know that you guys could be anywhere in the world you want to be with the way the internet works nowadays, and we really appreciate that you spend your time with us.
Amen. We definitely do that.
Thank you, Rodney.
You're welcome, Mel. Have a good one, brother.
Same to you, my friend.
Later. Everybody in the chat, I love you guys. Thank you for coming in. I do appreciate it. You've stuck with us. We've had some good times. Blue Idaho, welcome to the chat. And sorry you're coming in at the end, but hey, we're glad that you made it. In fact, next time you come in, you'll be blue. And again, you all have a good weekend. To the servicemen and women out there, thank you for your service. Hope you enjoy Veterans Day. If you run across a veteran, be sure to thank them for the sacrifices they've made. And definitely, if you come across an active duty serviceman or woman, do the same. Buy them a lunch, buy them a dinner, buy them a breakfast. I'm sure they'd appreciate it. And you all have a good weekend. Love y'all. Hello. Guess I forgot to hit the quit button. Yeah. Excuse me. All right. Interesting.